Every time you get a software update on your phone, do you see a news article come out on it? No. Every time you get an update on your computer, do you see a news update come out about it? No. Instead of saying 55,000 Teslas are being recalled, you could just say there's a software update. If you own a Tesla, there's a really good chance that you have some major problems going on with that Tesla right now. Over 55,000 Model X's have been recalled over brake fluid. Now, I am a Tesla owner. I own a Tesla Model Y, and I love the thing, but I didn't even know it had brake fluid. I kid you not. I asked the service tech. They came and did a repair. I needed service on my Tesla. They came to my house and fixed my car in my garage, which is amazing. And I asked him at the time, I was like, is there any maintenance that I need to do? He's like, nah, bro, you don't have to do anything. You literally don't have to do anything other than change out the cabin air filter. And on my car, I have the Model Y Performance, and the tires in the front are smaller than the tires in the rear. And he said, because of that, you don't even have to rotate your tires. So to find out that there is brake fluid, I was very surprised. And I bet a lot of owners of Model X's are surprised as well. And if you're just tuning in, my name is Christopher Ewell, and we cover the biggest headlines of the day and what the AI trading data says about that. And if you're interested in that too, be sure to definitely hit the subscribe button down below and start trading with AI today. Go to ovtlyr.com to see why outliers win. Now, let's continue on with the story here, right? The Tesla will recall 54,676 Model X vehicles from 2021 to 23 because the vehicle controller may fail to detect low brake fluid and not display a warning light. Now, I will say, my wife drives a Lexus, and recently when I got the oil changed, they were showing me the fluids and everything, and they're like, you need just a smidge of power steering fluid, your brake fluid looks okay, all this stuff. And I never really thought about how I can see the levels of these fluids inside the engine, so I don't need any sort of light or indicator. I can pop the hood and check it myself. But on a Tesla, when you pop the hood, you see a frunk. And at least in my car, there's one spout for the windshield washer fluid. So it makes total sense why you would actually need some sort of warning light on your iPad screen right there to tell you, hey, you've got an issue, you need to take it in and get it serviced, right? Tesla vehicles fail to comply with the requirements of Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard number 135, vehicle brake light systems. So there you go. Now we know that, right? Now we know that we got to deal with some brake fluids there. Low brake fluids are not indicated to the customer and may impact braking performance and the risk of a collision. Which nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see that happen. Tesla has not reported any incidents of crashes, injuries, or fatalities. So that's good. Now, the good news about this is that it can be fixed with an over-the-air software update. So while these are considered recalls, while these are considered a defective part, right? Tesla changed the game by having their cars be connected to the internet. So when you pull in your house at night, it gets on your Wi-Fi just like your phone does, right? And when you're out driving, if you have the Tesla premium connectivity, which is only $100 a year, that's $8 a month, or it's less than $8 a month. It's ridiculously cheap. It will automatically download this software update to your car and fix the problem. They shouldn't be calling that a recall. They should be calling it an over-the-air software update. So instead of saying 55,000 Teslas are being recalled, you could just say, there's a software update. Right? Every time you get a software update on your phone, do you see a news article come out on it? No. Every time you get an update on your computer, do you see a news update come out about it? No. Why is it that every time Teslas need a software update, they make a huge rigmarole that there's a huge issue going on right now? No, of course not. The vehicles in production failed to display a visual indicator for low brake light fluid, like we talked about. Earlier this year, 280,000 Model 3s and Model Ys had an inability to steer, loss of power steering. And also, they had a voluntary recall of 16,000 vehicles from two owners. So two owners had a complaint that the front seatbelts were not sufficiently connected at the factory. So Tesla takes this really serious, right? Tesla's not trying to run anything over anybody. Tesla's at the forefront of technology. And yeah, I am a Tesla fanboy because I own one. The reason I own one is because it's the freaking future. Okay? Like I was talking about my wife's Lexus, it's a dinosaur. It's a V8 gas-powered 15 miles a gallon dinosaur. It's beautiful. It's luxurious to ride in. I love being in it. But comparing the two, it's not even close, right? It's like getting the very best iPhone 15 Pro Max Extra Plus versus an iPhone 4, right? The iPhone 4, sure, it probably still works. It probably still makes phone calls. And you might be able to run some apps on it, but you don't wanna because everything is way better. The experience is so much nicer when you're in the Tesla, when you're in the new technology. And let's be honest here. At the end of the day, all the manufacturers are doing everything they possibly can to compete with Tesla. Tesla has set the bar, and every other car manufacturer is doing everything they can to just catch up to them, just to catch up. So whatever Tesla does, the entire auto industry is on its way to try and figure out how they can replicate that. And one way that they can replicate that is by finding a way to provide over-the-air updates. But because of so many mechanical, fluid, hydraulic systems that are in cars, that's almost an impossibility. So let's take a look at what the AI trading data says about Tesla. Tesla actually just got a buy signal 2 days ago, October 16th. So if you were interested in purchasing some Tesla shares, now may be a great time. And we did see a signal return of 268% using the outlier data. So if you want to get your hands on this data, go to ovtlyr.com to see why outliers win. Now let's go to see what the internet's saying about this, right? Tesla has deployed a software update to fix these Model X units. Do you think this should even be called a recall? I don't personally at all. CEO Elon Musk has criticized the use of the word recall because they're software updates. The term recall is outdated and inaccurate, and all these places love to write news stories bashing Tesla. I don't know why, but I do know one thing. Tesla is the future. And if they can't get on board, they don't even need to be competing at this point. If they can't make electric vehicles, if they can't even keep their batteries from catching on fire, then why are they even making these cars? Ford has lost like $40 billion trying to compete with Tesla, and it's not even close. They should call it what it is, a software update. Absolutely. And this person says, my Windows system gets recalled every single week. By that logic, right? And a recall implicitly implies that cars should be returned to the manufacturer, right? Of course. When it's a software update, an over-the-air software update, it should be called a high-priority software patch. I couldn't agree more. That makes total sense to me. And realistically speaking, Tesla is leading the way. And if you're not driving a Tesla, why not? At this point, they've lowered prices so much that when you include the tax rebate, it's actually cheaper to drive a Model Y or a Model 3 than the average price of any new car out there. So let me know in the comments down below and hit the like button if you also think that Tesla is a pretty awesome product, and these definitely don't need to be called recalls when it's just a software update. Now, YouTube thinks you're going to love one of these two videos. Thank you so much for coming to today's Outlier Live. I'll see you on the next episode.